This is The Herd, wherever you may be and however you may be listening, live in Los Angeles, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, FS1, The Herd, sponsored by Firestone. Complete Auto Care. Keep your car running newer, longer. Joy Taylor, first full week as a member of The Herd. Here we are on Friday. Joy, how are you?
I'm good. It's an interesting day in the studio. There's a goat named Burlap that's joining us right now.
Yeah.
She has the right jersey on, though, that's for sure. Keeps it real.
That is funny. That is funny. So last night was the NBA draft. And here's what I noticed about an hour into it. Energy dropped significantly. After the 14th pick, Michael Porter, the last player who could be a star, it was a yawn fest. You could watch the announcers on the network that covered it. They were not the same announcers. The energy dropped significantly. Everybody keeps telling me super teams are ruining the NBA. No, they're not. Super teams are ruining last night. Between the one and done, where I don't know half the guys who are getting drafted, either do you. I mean, how many times did you watch Mo Bamba this year? Okay? Between one and done, where you're drafting kids I've never seen, or rarely seen, or seen only in March Madness for a game, Mo Bamba, and the super teams, what am I supposed to make of last night? Last night was the most uninteresting, least discussed, least projected draft ever. And it's getting worse every year. I mean, am I supposed to get jacked up because Jaren Jackson's going to the Grizzlies? Yeah, I mean, Troy Brown to the Wizards. He's going to change the world. So is Kevin Huerter to the Hawks. I got nothing against these kids, but 19-year-olds going to awful teams doesn't resonate even with the guys on the set last night that were doing that broadcast. Once you got past Michael Porter, the last guy in the first round with a chance to be a great player, he's got some back issues, but he's talented. People thought maybe a couple years ago he could be a number one pick. I mean, there's no energy. Everybody keeps telling me, super team. You know where there's energy? Free agency. LeBron to the Lakers. We've been talking about that for 2 months. We watch our ratings. You're interested. Kawhi, Lakers, Spurs, interested. Paul George, Thunder, Lakers, interested. That's interesting. Free agency changes the world. Kevin Durant to the Warriors, changed the league. Chris Paul to Houston, changes the league. Almost knocked the dynasty down. Last night, I mean, think about this. The NFL draft 2 years ago. Cowboys get Zeke, running back, Ezekiel Elliott, and then Dak Prescott. They become the number one seed in the NFC. Rams get Jared Goff. 2 years later, they're hosting playoff games. Eagles get Carson Wentz. 2 years later, they're hoisting a Super Bowl trophy. Think about the NFL draft 2 years ago. Players come into the league. We know who they are. We've watched them at Ohio State. We've watched them at Mississippi State. We've watched them at USC. We've watched them at Alabama. We've watched them at LSU. We've watched them at Texas and Oklahoma. We know who they are, and they change the league immediately. The NFC alone, Jared Goff Rams, Dak Prescott Cowboys, Carson Wentz Eagles. Let's go to the Golden State Warriors' last two drafts. Jordan Bell and Patty McCaw. Joey, I didn't check the finals MVP voting. I'm not sure either of them got an actual vote. You keep telling me that super teams are killing the league. No. No, I have television ratings proof they're not killing the league. They have officially killed the draft. 19-year-old prospects going to teams like Memphis, Orlando, the Knicks, and Atlanta, and Phoenix. Even the people hosting that show last night, 14th pick in, seemed absolutely uninterested.
Well, after the first couple picks, it just becomes a local news story. You know, like each individual team is going to care a lot about who they draft and those fans, but nationally it just doesn't have the same buzz. Also,
the Saints picked up a great running back 2 years ago that changed their franchise. They found their running back star, Alvin Kamara. All right. It is time once again. We've done it every day this week. Why not? It's the most talked about story in sports outside of the World Cup. It is time for
Laker Watch 2018.
All right, so the Lakers last night drafted Mo Wagner, a big guy from Michigan who can shoot. Not exactly the news the Laker fans were hoping for. Is there a chance that the Lakers go 0 for 3? I mean, they're swinging for the fence. We wouldn't deny that. LeBron doesn't come. Kawhi Leonard doesn't come. And Paul George doesn't come. Most of the league is hoping for that because the history in the NBA is once the Lakers get rolling, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, they win multiple titles, become the coolest brand in the league, and everybody wants to play for them. But let's talk about that. Paul George. 0 for 3 could happen. Paul George. Listen, Oklahoma City can give him another guaranteed year at $40 million. That's a real thing. Look what OKC can give him. Look what the Lakers can give him. They can pay him about the same for 4 years. Then that final year, Lakers can't offer him that. OKC can. He could stay. Kawhi Leonard. There could be a bad general manager in the NBA. I don't know. That's about a third of the league. Who could say, we'll roll the dice. We'll give you a couple of draft picks. We'll give you a good player. We're going to rent him for a year. And we're going to try to convince him to stay. That could happen. By the way, the Clippers last night offered 2 draft picks and Tobias Harris. Not saying they have a bad GM. I'm saying they made an offer. They went after him. A lot of people are going to throw a lot of stuff at the Spurs. Let's talk LeBron James. Listen, we all know this, right? He moved back there from glamorous Miami to Akron. He likes it there. If the Cavs didn't have this mess of a roster, LeBron James wouldn't even consider anybody else. Seriously, if all these guys on that team had expiring deals and the Cavs could make some max offers, LeBron James wouldn't consider anybody. He'd be staying in Cleveland. Good God, he moved from the aqua water of Miami to Akron. You know he likes Akron. His kids like Akron. It's where he grew up. His wife would like to stay in Akron. So could the Lakers go 0 for 3? Absolutely. I do not think they'll go 0 for 3, but I'm not sure they're going to go 3-0. So I believe the one thing at minimum that will happen, Paul George will go to the Lakers. So let's look at what the Lakers would be if they only get Paul George this year. Lonzo Ball at point probably goes from 11 to 15 points a game. 3 very good forwards. Paul George, all-star. Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, both average 16 a game. I think it's reasonable to assume that goes to 19, 20, or 21. Brook Lopez, big guy. And that's a 35-win team last year. That looks like a 42, 43-win team this year. Paul George added, Lonzo, Kuzma, Ingram, and they have the right coach. Everybody getting better. 42, 43 wins. Probably battle for a number 8 spot in the West. Probably do. And the Lakers then would still have the following year room for one more max player. And do you want to know who's available? Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, LeBron, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi Leonard, and DeAndre Jordan. That is not the end of the world. If they just get Paul George. Lonzo went 10 points, 7 assists, probably goes to 14.5, 15 points, 9 assists with a better body. We've already seen a picture of that. Kuzma was 16 points as a rookie. Probably gets to 19.5 this year. Brandon Ingram, 16.5 points second year. Probably gets to about 19, 20 points this year. They like him. Paul George comes over. He's always averaged 21, 22. Lonzo's a passer before a shooter. This team does move the ball space as well. He's going to be 22 points a game. Brook Lopez will get his double figures. Julius Randle probably gets gobbled up by somebody else. And they have Josh Hart off the bench, who they really like, and Mo Wagner, a big who can shoot. And they probably win 42 games, maybe 43. I think Lonzo probably won't just play 53 games. He'll probably play 65 or 70, be a little healthier with a better body. Brandon Ingram missed a bunch of games. I don't think he'll miss that many games next year. And I believe Ingram, Lonzo, and Kyle Kuzma all get better, and Paul George, with Lonzo, pass first guard, probably goes up in efficiency and numbers next year. And then you do it one more time with a max spot the following year with several stars, including potentially Kawhi and LeBron, available. So even if they land just one, and I think that's very likely, I don't think the Spurs want to do the Lakers any favors. And I think they're going to keep them to the trading deadline, which is a mistake. And I'm not sure LeBron's going to leave. I would. Shame on him if he does. That roster's a mess. And that is your 2018 Friday edition of this.
Laker Watch 2018.
Yesterday, we had a interview with Baker Mayfield. Joy, I'm not sure if you heard about it.
I did hear some things about it, yes.
Yeah, it was kind of the story in the country for a sports interview. I thought he did a really good job. And, some of the feedback I got was, hey, good job. A lot of people in the industry sent me stuff yesterday. Hey, that was really fun. Fans are like, whoa, you're banging on him. Yeah, you're who cares about all that police video stuff? Oh, wait a minute. A story's come out this morning in the NFL. And I'll tell you why all those little college indiscretions matter. Coming up next. Listen, it's the summer. Got a little extra time. Gonna have some vacation. Have a few more days off. You and I know what you do with those days off. Sometimes you want to do stuff. Want to go to a concert. You want to go to a game, an event. That's where SeatGeek comes in. SeatGeek is the smartest, easiest way to get tickets to every type of live event. SeatGeek, download it, the app, 2 taps. They search the ticket sites, multiple ones, there's 100 of them out there, and they grade every ticket based on value, okay? So, depending on what you can afford, you go to the SeatGeek app, and they'll tell you, here's what's available on all the sites, here's the tickets, here's the price. It's fully guaranteed. Every single ticket's guaranteed. Shop with confidence. Sports, concerts, comedy, theater. I got a SeatGeek app, downloaded it several months ago, and I've used it to buy tickets. My listeners get $20 off their first purchase. Not 20%, $20 off it. Download the SeatGeek app, put in the code HERD, H-E-R-D. SeatGeek, life's an event. They got the tickets.